I hear in
You're
yours.
looking at a
Nanoparticles
suspicious
are
circle.
everywhere.
That's all you
They're
need.
not necessarily
9/11
created
report
by
and this report were supposed to explain to us
purposeful
what
technology.
happened. They were the only reports we had. They were supposed to explain it. They didn't. They fell way short, so far short that it borders on treason.
And that
No, it is
proves to
treason.
you that there was a conspiracy behind 9/11, and that NORAD was involved.
Well, no,
not NORAD is an
9/11
institution.
The 9/11 Report Commission, Lee Hamilton himself said that NORAD would not respond to their
So
subpoenas.
NORAD's involved in the
Well,
conspiracy.
they were
to bring
asking
down
about the
9/11.
planes and why did they lie? People want to know.
See, Chuck, I'm trying to educate you.
I'm willing to learn from
you
you.
have to go off.
I am willing to learn from you.
When you make that statement about NORAD,
Yes.
you can make it. You can make that statement as long as you're willing to say that NORAD was involved in 9/11. If you're not willing to say that, then you got to say, well, I don't know what the answer
I
is.
don't have to
but it
say
doesn't go anywhere.
No, I don't. No,
doesn't
it
go
does too. It goes to reopening the investigation, which is the whole point.
NORAD, of course, was
Because
involved.
Lee Hamilton
NORAD
said
did
it.
what you say it did, it must have been involved.
The
in
You're right.
CIA did the
9/11.
same thing.
CIA was involved.
Pentagon did the same
Secret
thing.
Service,
You know
elements
what
of
they all
Secret
said?
Service were
And it's in
involved.
the-
But why would
Lee
NORAD be
Hamilton and
involved?
Keene
So
both
we
said
got
it.
NORAD
large
involved.
basement
NORAD
bombs.
is conspiring.
Dick Cheney
I wouldn't
didn't
go
wire
after
anything
Jewish
with bombs.
intelligence
Who did?
too, were
No,
they
you know-
involved?
You call it's Israeli
They also said
intelligence.
American
You're all
neocons.
basing this. You're all
American
basing this
aware
on
of-
Rodriguez's testimony.
Just because you
No,
may
I'm
be
not.
saying what he.
because you're
Well,
not
what is
smart
it based
guy.
on then? That there
But
were bombs in
6
the
out of
basement?
10 of the commissioners have stated that they were
Complaints
lied
were not
to
inadequate
and
bombs, dude.
stonewalled and got
Precisely.
conflicting
Huge bombs.
reports about what happened on 9/11.
Okay,
So
now-
that-
okay, now-
there's conclusions to be drawn from just that before we go off into any other speculation.
Thank you.
Now let's talk about that for a moment. Okay,
Let's do it.
Now, who lied to them? Who are they saying lied to them?
Well, we know that Dick Cheney changed
Okay.
his testimony several times. We
Okay,
know that
all right.
NORAD
Okay.
changed his testimony,
now-
That's
and
true.
their testimony was contradicted by actual tapes.
Yeah, this
now,
is all
are you
accurate.
willing to say then that Dick Cheney was involved in 9/11?
Oh
I
yeah.
am
Because this
personally, I
conspiracy is
believe
getting
that.
bigger and bigger and bigger.
No, it's
really not
Wait,
that.
wait, no, so far we got NORAD.
No, not the whole
Jewish intelligence.
That's not the
institution,
way
not
to
the
go,
entire
Vince.
institution.
Dick
Elements
Cheney?
You're
thereof.
looking macro, and it's really micro. It's right
Yeah.
down to a point that everybody's overlooking.
Okay.
Well, you're familiar with how operational
Yes.
drills can be taking place and then go live. And in fact, if you look in history, that's the most common way in which acts of terrorism are carried out, especially black ops, is through the use of a training drill or an exercise. Are you aware of the amount of drills that were going on the day of 9/11 that mimics exactly what happened in real life?
Okay.
That's a good
So
point.
the people that ordered those drills, they're involved too. I'm just trying to
No.
Be likely
well,
to assume that
I'm
there
trying to
were
find out the
people that, well,
the,
you
the
know,
breadth of this conspiracy because
Well,
it's
to look
getting
at the
larger and larger by the
No,
second.
it's not like the FBI got a memo and said we're gonna blow up the buildings with
you asked a question,
nanothermite.
Let me
I told
answer
you.
it, Vince. You just asked a question. How many people need to be involved? What is the size of it? Some people were aware that it was just a drill,
Yeah.
right? NORAD was responding to false radar blips, for example, believing that they were responding to false inputted radar blips on their screens. Okay, then you have other key players that knew that it was actually a live operation. You have people probably like Dick Cheney, probably like other members of the intelligence communities that knew. That's why Building 7 was emptied out the day before. That's why.
You're a very bright guy. I heard you talk up there, and you know.
Thank you.
and-
Did you get that on film?
I got that on film.
thank you.
That's an endorsement.
No.
That
He's
is.
a bright guy.
He
and
is a
he's,
bright guy.
Articulate.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Okay. The question is whether he's using common sense. Okay.
I'm willing to look at that.
Common sense as an attorney who knows how he can fight a battle and win. Okay, and that may not be what
Jerry Spence
Maybe not-
defended Oswald in London. We had a 21-hour docu-trial in London, and Jerry he wears a cowboy hat,
Uh-huh.
and he had it on the table there, console table, and he was trying to put the hat without picking the hat up. He was trying to put the hat on the CIA and the KGB and the Secret Service and all that stuff. He never said the CIA was involved in killing Kennedy. And I told the jury, you know why? Because he'd sound ridiculous. You'd laugh at him. So he didn't say that. But by necessary implication, the CIA was involved, the mob, all the
Or elements of.
yeah. So
I'm not saying the whole
Yeah.
government was
So I got up.
Your
and-
postman
So I got
probably
up.
didn't get the memo.
I got up and I went over to the table and I said, Mr. Spence has been implying that all these agencies were involved. I said, but he kept his hat here, the Stetson hat on the table here, because he knows if he told you, expressly told you that the KGB was involved, you'd laugh at him. And then I said, listen, folks, I said, I'll stipulate that 3 people can keep a secret. I say, I'll agree with you on that, but only if 2 are dead, okay? All right? only if 2 are dead. So what we're talking about here now is all these groups being involved, at least portions
Or
of them.
elements
sure,
thereof,
portions of
yes,
them,
uh-huh.
Sure. And you know from your own personal life, because you're very bright, how hard it is to keep a secret. You tell your wife, and then they get a divorce, your mistress, whatever it is, you're on your deathbed confession.
So where are the whistleblowers?
Okay, so all these people involved, this was what, 2001? And this is 2009, and it's a massive conspiracy now, because the longer I talk to you,
The cover-up
the
is
bigger it
bigger.
gets.
Yeah.
The bigger it gets. Oh, now it's the cover-up.
Well, no, of course. If 9/11 is a black
So you
op,
got
then
a
the
vast
cover-up is
group
a
of
black
people,
op.
and no one's coming forward.
Well, there are people who've come
Maybe a
forward.
prostitute. Who?
We found your not only your smoking gun, we found your loaded gun in the dust, in all this dust samples. There's an unexploded weapon in there that was used to blow up human beings on 9/11, and it was not made, prima facie, not made in a cave.